Hi, Kathy. And Kevin, I'm thinking.
It's Kathy.
Hi, Kathy. How are you?
Hello. I'm good. How are you? Kevin's jumping on. We're actually in two different rooms. I'm
Okay, no
actually
worries.
on hold with Microsoft support, so I'm going to be jumping back and forth probably.
Okay. Jim's on too. Hi, Jim. Not sure if, oh, let me unmute you. Oh, no, you are unmuted. Yep.
Hi, it's Jim.
Yep. Good. Hi, Jim. All right. You said Kevin's coming on? All right. We'll wait just 1 minute for Kevin. And then we'll, just do a little recap of the last couple of weeks. And we'll see if anybody else comes on. I know Yvette, whoops, yeah, you know what? Kathy just jumped off. She said she might be having trouble. So she'll be on and off. I think I'm going to start in a minute. But Yvette, who's participating from up north, runs a store. So she always watches the reruns or the recordings. And then Leah and Jamie are a week ahead. So yeah, so I'm going to wait 1 more minute just in case. All right, well, I'm going to get started. So hopefully everything is going as well for you guys as it is for me and my husband. Danny's also doing it with me, and I'm very proud of him. If you watch my Facebook page, I put a little post on there because he's been taking fruits and vegetables and chicken and eggs and doing his own cooking at the fire station, which is hard. He said one day somebody, whoop, let me get Kathy back in. There we go. Like cheeseburgers, and he's like, oh my gosh, it was killing me. So anyway, it's just kind of funny. So with that being said, I am so sick of vegetables, it's not even funny. And I love vegetables. And I want to use this opportunity or that comment, because I hear it from a lot of people too, is this isn't how we're supposed to eat all the time. This is the point of all these vegetables is to show us how much fiber we should be eating, but it's just not possible. This is proving a point that we just can't consume enough food to get the fiber our bodies need. And the reason we're forcing ourselves to do it for these 3 weeks is because we are cleansing and detoxifying. This 21 days is not meant to be followed forever. That's not the intention. It serves a purpose. That purpose is to cleanse and detoxify our body, prepare us for fat burning, regulate our blood sugars, and it's also to make us realize how much fiber we're not eating on a regular basis, how many fruits and vegetables we're not eating on a regular basis. Oh, I'm just gonna mute this. So stick with it is my point. Stick with it. It's almost done. 1 more week and we get to, add in, incorporate good carbs, and we don't have to be watching our fats as much. We don't have to be, overdoing it with the veggies. But please don't forget how important veggies are. Again, that's part of the whole purpose of this, is to refresh our memories and remind us that that is supposed to be the majority of what we consume. Our diet is supposed to be beautiful, colorful fruits and vegetables with protein and a good carb and good fats, but mostly fruits and vegetables. So like I said, man, I am just sick of those fruits and vegetables. But I made some really good stuff today. We'll get into this in a minute. And our last week, and I want to hear from you guys when I'm done. But pesto chicken with broccoli. I realized, I had my veggie soup. That's another thing. Oh my gosh, I couldn't eat one more bowl of that soup. I mean, I switched it up a lot and made it good, but just thinking about it's like, bleh. So I made some chicken breast with pesto and broccoli. Pesto is just kind of like ground up. It's basically basil. And then I made chili, tons of vegetables and a little ground chicken. Yeah, what else did I make? I made an eggplant dip. I just did eggplant, tons of garlic and lemon and salt, and smashed that up and eating it with a spoon. I'm eating my guacamole with buffalo cauliflower. I just cut up cauliflower. I should go get all this stuff and show it to you. Cut up cauliflower and then just put buffalo sauce on it. It's spicy, crunchy, and it's good. And so it's almost, I mean, it's not in the shape of a chip, but to dip it in guacamole and have that crunchy, zesty little thing with the guacamole is yummy. At work, I work at a bar occasionally, and they have, horrible food that I want to eat, but I'm not. I have them give me a bowl of this fresh made salsa, which is just tomatoes and onions and cilantro, not even vinegar, I think just salt and pepper. I don't even think they put oil in it. And then I chopped up a grilled chicken breast and put that on. And the other day for fish, when there was fish fry, I had them do baked fish, just mixed it up. It was almost like a fish soup. Anyway, so just get creative. Just mix your veggies and proteins. But even after next week, keep those veggies up there. Maybe not to the degree that we're eating them now, but always have a veggie with your meals. All right. Next week, we'll talk about what we're going to add in. Let's just get to our chapter. And I apologize that I realized I sent you the wrong video link late, but I was, watching it and getting ready, and I was like, this doesn't seem like it's right at this point. And I looked, and sure enough, it was supposed to be how to read labels. Now, everybody here is pretty much, Jim, I can't remember if you went through the class over at Sport Clinic or if you just kind of did it on your own, but this how to read a label or learning how to read a label is huge. And when you first learn and you first go shopping, it's going to take a lot of time. It's going to be very time consuming and frustrating. But if you put the time in to find some of your favorites or find some things that are good, then you don't have to always do it. You can just keep going back to those until your brain is ready to, start looking at some new things. But just in a nutshell, first of all, again, those videos, man, they are so dang good and chock full of information, but they're so fast. You've got to take notes. And that's why I like having this book. And if anybody wants to buy this book, let me know. I think Kathy and Kevin, you have access to it. But Jim, if you want it, it's just great backup, and it's kind of like a repeat or the crib notes of what's in the videos, plus a little added information. But bottom line, when you're reading labels, is calories don't matter. You want 5 or less grams of fat, 5 or more grams of protein, 5 or more grams of fiber, and less than 5 grams of sugar. The number is 5. So because you want protein and fiber, you want 5 or more. Because you're watching your sugars and your fat, you want less than 5. That's if you can remember that, you can read any label. And then, of course, the ingredients. The less ingredients, the better. 5 or less ingredients is best. They are on there in order of quantity in the product. Like the first one is the majority of what that's made of. That's why, look at chips. Oh, I got to show you these chips I found. Okay, look at the chips. They'll say veggie tortilla chips. And then if you look at the label, the first ingredient is corn. Well, the whole point is avoiding corn. So that's so annoying. Or else you see cauliflower pizza crust, and the first ingredient is wheat. They just added cauliflower to it. So you have to be aware of marketing and labeling. But ideally, we're eating without a label. But if you are going to go and get something that's in a box, a can, or a bag, learn how to read the label. And I do. I like chips with my guacamole. So I get Bonitos, a little higher in fat, and then I found these 2 cauliflower ones. And I'll show you. Don't think I have the Bonito one here, but I'll bring them and I'll put the screen up so I can show you. What are some other things? I'm trying to stay away from dairy, but they did make a good comment about that. Yogurt's not going to kill you. I'm trying to stay away from dairy continuously. So I'm going to be looking at things like nut milk yogurts, if we're going to even do that. We just don't do that much of it anymore. But in yogurt or any dairy-based product, 10 grams of the sugar on that label, and if you watch the video, you know this, is lactose, and that does not have an impact on your blood sugars. So anything dairy, if you want to know what the true sugar content is, minus 10. So if there's a yogurt with 13 grams of sugar and you take 10 off, that means there's only 3 added grams. That's going to be a better yogurt. I will tell you that one of our favorites was Oikos, or I think that's it. I think we've got one in the fridge. You know what? I'm going to run and get some things. Hold on. Sorry, I'm not prepared. I wasn't thinking about this. Okay. Where the heck is it? All right, well, it must be on the box. But anyway, 0 added sugar, 0 artificial sweetener, 0% fat, 15 grams of protein. And I think it's got like, gosh darn it, 10 grams of fiber or something like that. But this is the brand, Oikos 000. Hopefully that's not backwards. If it is, that's what it says, Oikos 000. You guys, this is, we find to be the best one out there. I've looked at all the labels. You can keep, I have not looked at all the labels of the nut milk ones though. I glanced at them the other day and they seemed pretty high in sugar. So I'm just not going down that road. If you don't mind dairy, do Oikos, because I've done the research. All right, here's a bean chip. I got these at actually Aldi, white bean. And if you look, oh, see, you're not going to be able to see this, but the ingredients are navy beans, sunflower or safflower oil, brown rice flour, and sea salt. Let's see, 7 grams of fat, so a little high. A serving is 11 chips. This is another thing they talked about on there. Be aware of servings. Don't eat the whole bag. Take 11 chips. Discipline yourself. We must look at, and we're not going to live in a bubble. All right, when you're out to eat you're not going to sit there and pick and pick and pick. You're going to eat what you want. But when you're home, if you're having guacamole at home, take 11 chips, and that's it. That's what you get. That's your serving. So 7 grams of fiber, a little high. 7 grams of fat, which is a little high. 5 fiber, which is great. No added sugar. And 5 grams of protein in 11 chips. So this is, aside from the fat being just 2 grams higher, not a bad chip. And to be honest with you, if you binged and you had 22, you're not going to die. This is going to be better than a corn chip. Corn chips are worse. Corn's genetically modified. Blech. I can't even stand the smell of them. Now these are my newest find, and I hope they're not getting stale because they've been open for, I know Kathy's in and out. Okay. These are grain-free tortilla chips. They're freaking expensive though, sea salt. I got these at Fresh Time for $6, on sale from $8. But listen to this. First of all, you get 15 chips. So here, 4 extra chips. 6 grams of fat, so 1 gram less. Only 3 grams of fiber, so now we're lowering the fiber, and only 1 gram of protein. So in the end, these are going to be a little bit better, even though there's a little extra fat in it. But look at these. They look, I'm not going to eat it, just like tortilla chips. Here's what they're made out of. Cassava flour. Cassava is a root vegetable. Another name for it is yucca. And Kathy and Kevin, I think I made these for you guys. We boiled them up, and they're kind of like a potato substitute. They're big in the Latin American community. They're great for digestion because they're so fibrous. You pull out this wood-like core out of it. You can dice it up and saute it up with mushrooms and onions, almost like having like fried potatoes. You can't, because they're so fibrous and starchy, you can't blend them. They turn into gunky paste. But anyway, so cassava flour, low glycemic, high in fiber. Avocado oil, coconut flour, ground chia seeds, and sea salt. So this is a vegan, grain-free type chip. And then these, as you can see, are almost gone. I found these a while ago and I ate almost all of them. I'm saving my crumbs because they're so good. cauliflower tortilla chips, but they're really more like crackers. Oh, yeah. Oh my gosh. Willpower. See? So this is more like a cracker. And that would be good with a dip. I can't think of what kind of a dip if you're like me, staying away from dairy, but 6 grams of fat, only 1 gram of fiber. Probably won't be buying these again. They're tasty and I like them, but really there's no point. I'd rather stick with the things that I know give me the point I'm trying to make is you want a nutritional punch. We want to stay away from nutritionally void foods. But this is all made with vegetables. Again, cassava, cauliflower, chia seed, spinach, broccoli, carrots, tomatoes, beets, shiitake, mushrooms, and then tapioca syrup, salt, lactic acid, lime oil, and natural flavors. So these were good, but probably won't buy them again. Not enough fiber in them. But those are, some ways to read labels. Cans. Trying to think of what other things you might be reading. You can ask me when I open it up. But anyway, that's pretty much it that I wanted to say about reading labels. I'm going to open it up for questions or observations or things you've learned, and I also want to hear about how your week's going. But let me just look at my book here. Yeah, I do want to remind you that a calorie is not a calorie. Calories really don't matter because you can eat 100 calories of a chocolate cake and 100 calories of an apple, and they're completely different. What matters is what type of calorie it is. If you're consuming high glycemic index calories, you will lose muscle and hold on to fat. If you're consuming low glycemic calories, like the apples and the things we're eating, you're going to lose fat and increase your muscle. So we don't care about the number on the calories. We care about the glycemic index of the food that has the calories in it. Here's another thing to remember. Protein and fiber at every meal, they say makes losing weight no big deal. I say makes staying healthy no big deal. Protein and fiber, protein and fiber. I'll bring those up next time too. I wrote, oh gosh darn it. Let's see here. I got to think of some of the other things I wrote down for notes. Not going to worry about that. Oh, last little thing, sweeteners. The ones, pretty much avoid anything as a sweetener, except maybe in very, light moderation. Honey's basically a sugar, but if you're putting a little honey in something, it does have some antibacterial properties that aren't going to hurt. But monk fruit, which you can get at Woodman's or Fresh Thyme or Aldi in the natural food area. Stevia, which is what's in our fiber powder. Loquat, which I've never tried. I have tried the monk fruit. Oh, because it says here, not as widely seen in stores. And then agave, you've heard about that. But some of the agave is being genetically modified. So you want to make sure it pours like honey. Wait a minute. But it can't be processed. So you want to look for raw, certified, and organic with a low GI seal. So if you're going to use agave for sweetening, you want it raw, certified, and organic with a low GI seal, low glycemic index seal. All right. Just glancing real quick here again. Oh, I'll touch on this real quickly, but they covered it well, and I think you'll remember. Labeling, again, is deceptive. A lot of times, in order for it to be labeled fat-free or no fat, they have to have a 0.5 gram of fat or less. So what a lot of labeling did is reduce the size of the serving so they could label it that way. So now the serving is just really, really small. Beverages, look at your servings on beverages. A lot of beverages will say 5 grams of sugar, but there's 3 servings in a bottle. So, you drink that whole thing and you've got 15 grams of sugar. So these are just little things to be aware of. And honestly, once you practice it a little bit, it becomes habit. And you can always refer back to those videos for the numbers. You can always email me. I'm here for you. So now let's open up. Let me unmute y'all because I want to hear how your weeks have been going. I've been doing great. Can't wait to have a drink and some of these chips. But I'm shrinking, so that's keeping me in the game. 1.5 inches off my waist already. Gosh darn it. Kathy, I'm having trouble unmuting. I'm probably unmuting you while you're. Okay.
There we go.
There we go. All right. So let's start with Kevin because you're in the top of my little pictures. Kevin, how has your past 2 weeks been going? Oh, I can't hear you. You need to turn your volume up.
I can hear him, but I don't think you can hear him.
I can't because his volume's not up. Can't hear.
He's telling me it's going well.
Okay.
Other than this past weekend, which I have to say for both of us, it was a little difficult. We had to go way up north for a funeral.
Aw.
And so, you're kind of eating what is there at the funeral and stuff like that. And so,
Yeah.
like vegetables, no. They didn't even have salad. It was really interesting.
I know. I get that. Sometimes I know.
Yeah. But other than that, I think I am also very, 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 very sick of vegetables. I have to say. Like, oh my gosh, I can't wait till we can eat something else. I said, even beans, nuts, just something else besides vegetables and chicken. You know.
Well, in addition to chicken, I don't know if you like shrimp or fish.
Yeah, we had that. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then ground chicken or turkey.
Yeah, yep, we've had that too.
I just bought a couple tenderloins and I'm marinating them and I'm going to cook those up for Danny because he's going nuts. And that's not the worst thing either. It's a lean cut. They're not big. They're the size of my palm. So yeah. I know he's going to look at it and go, seriously? That's like 2 bites. But it's a treat for now.
Yeah.
And in a week he can have, as much as not as much as he wants, but whatever. So, and I'll be honest with you, even at the bar, I thought about, I'm doing the chicken and the fish with the salsa. I was thinking about doing a burger with the salsa.
Yeah.
That's not the worst cheat. And to be honest, I cheated. Mm-hmm. I'll tell you what I had. 2 pieces of bacon.
Oh, yeah.
I walked through that kitchen and the bacon was saying, eat me. It's just crunchy and salty and sweet and fatty. And I was like, oh my gosh, it was so dang good. But that was it. So my point being this, it's not the worst thing. I have been doing hardly having any fat on anything. Like I haven't been putting oil on things like I normally do. My fat consumption is way down. And I've been doing so well on the other things. I thought, if that's the worst cheat, just like you guys with the weekend, it's not going to sabotage everything. We're back in the game, So don't worry about that cheat. And you are correct. Come next week when we start incorporating the beans, that you missed the part, Kathy. I don't think you were on when I said that we aren't intended. The point of this isn't how we're supposed to eat all the time. Yeah. The purpose of it is just to remind us how much fiber we really need and that we can't do it with food alone. Yeah. And also just to cleanse the digestive system. We're not intended to eat like this forever. So when we start incorporating beans and quinoa and oatmeal and grains and fiber in other forms, we can reduce our consumption of veggies, but we still have to keep them kind of up there.
Yeah. Yep. So Kevin has a question. He said to ask you about scallops.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
As long as, they're not in cream sauce or butter. Yeah. But a little lemon, and you know what, that caper sauce, that caper lemon sauce I made. Oh, and then here's another thing. Remember how I posted it? I don't know if I talked about it. I put chicken broth in a pan and I cooked it a little bit, added lemon and capers, and then I thickened it with cornstarch. So it was kind of like a glaze.
Yeah.
A friend of mine uses arrowroot, which isn't corn, and because cornstarch is starch, it's got a tad bit of carbs in it, but she said that works great too. So that would be the non-carb way to do it. I just haven't tried that yet, but that would be delicious over scallops on like cauliflower rice, which is my saving veggie, cauliflower rice. Jim, how about you?
I'm a little bit behind. I'm just finishing up the 7-day program.
Okay.
It's a big adjustment, but I think it's going very well. thing that really helped, I sent you a note, Lynette, was I kind of an impulse. I hear all chopped up ahead of time, cauliflower, zucchini, broccoli, and that's been really helpful.
Awesome.
I just started the TLS shakes, which I really like, and the other thing I got some from the deli. I got some oven baked turkey in slices, so I kind of use that to get by for my protein during the day. It's is the book that you were referencing, Lynette, does that have the same content, or is it aligned with the videos?
Yes, it does align with the videos.
Okay.
So like I said, it's like kind of having crib notes, and there's a little extra info in here that doesn't get covered, or if it does, it's going so fast I don't hear it.
So for example, when the video talks about different fats, they listed the 4 kinds of fats, which I had not seen a complete list: the saturated, monosaturated, poly, and then trans fat.
Yes.
You know, those are the kind of details if that book has, I'd really be interested in.
Yep. Where is it? Actually, it does not go through it in chapter 2, but hold on. I think it does back here. Let me just look at something once. But yes, proteins, fats, and carbs. Yep. In chapter 6, it goes into that in great detail. And it goes into the grains, fat,
Is that
saturated,
the same book that's on the
unsaturated.
website?
Yep. Goes into all the different types of proteins and carbs and fiber in chapter 6, which if we are all going through 12 weeks, we're going to be hitting on that.
Helena, what book are you talking about?
This one, our health guide and journal.
Oh, okay. We didn't get that. Were we supposed to buy that?
Only if you wanted to.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I did mention it in the overview.
Yep. Okay.
Did you say you have some of those, Lynette?
I don't, but I can get them.
Okay, I would be interested in that.
Okay, Jim will email, and then I'll just drop ship it right to you.
That'd be wonderful. I appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem.
I think that's all I got for now.
Okay, all right. You made me think of something though. You said you're a little bit behind. You're doing the prepped veggies, the turkey breast. Oh my gosh, what was I going to say or ask? Oh, I don't know. It'll come to me. Oh, I know. Jim, did you have a bad day? Did you have a bad day where you had a headache and going through a little withdrawal, or were you okay?
No, I've been okay.
All right. All right, good. Well, then you're not as addicted as I was then, because dang it, I was not good for a couple days. Or I'm just detoxifying very efficiently because I detoxify often. I don't know, but boy, it hit me hard.
Well,
I
guess
feel good.
Maybe I think I had some adjustments, but I didn't have any like extreme discomfort. I would say I had some GI discomfort on different days, but I just figured it was part of the territory.
Yeah. Well, actually, I hope it wasn't too bad. Maybe just everything, moving out in the peristalsis. Hopefully everybody's, What's that?
I didn't say anything.
Oh, okay. And hopefully everybody's still eliminating on a nice regular basis. Again, still with all these fruits and vegetables, that's the whole point, is to keep us full and keep our bodies, moving it out, and retraining our bodies how to eliminate properly. So even when we incorporate good carbs, sweet potatoes, beans and all that stuff, that's still high fiber. That's going to still keep moving through us. So that none of this should really change. We should just even feel more satisfied, not quite so sick of the veggies. And again, we'll talk a little bit about what we're going to be incorporating in next week. We'll be a little bit ahead of you there, Jim. But
I did have one more question on that.
Yeah.
Is there such a thing as having too much fiber in a given day?
Not really. Even if you watch that video, they talk about how the average American has maybe less than 10, and we're supposed to have over 25. So over 25. I don't think we could eat too much fiber. I still, with all the fruits and vegetables we're eating, well, look at, with all the fruits and vegetables we're eating, we still have those 2 shakes. That's 20 right there.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, I suppose too much fiber could be a problem for somebody who I don't know. I'm trying to think. I want to say this the right way. I used to have trouble eliminating, and I've trained my body how to eliminate. So I don't. It might be problematic for a short period of time. There you go. Somebody might, you know, feel full, or like you said, maybe a little discomfort while the body is trying to figure out what to do with it all. That's why we have those release tabs in that 7-day kit to create that peristalsis, which is the cramping of the colon, to make you feel like you have to go, to start moving it out. Because I think without those, it might stay there longer.
Okay, that's all I had. Thanks so much, and thanks for all your support.
Yeah, you're welcome. Kathy and Kevin, anything else from you?
I don't think so.
All right, awesome. You know what? Good job. It's not easy with all these vegetables, but we only have a week left. And then next week, we'll do the chapter. I'll do a follow-up, but we'll do the chapter that I thought we were going to do last week. It's really good. It's about improving metabolism, and it's all about hormones, about leptin and ghrelin. They'd say ghrelin, cortisol, stress, how stress, our bodies respond to stress, and how our adrenals, the thyroid, all work together. But take notes. It's so gosh darn confusing. And again, this chapter has it all in there too. So I'm kind of trying to follow along with what they're saying and underlining stuff. But I'm going to watch it again. I'll send out, watch that. And then we're going to talk about processed foods that we can incorporate, like the grains, the beans, and then things like veggie burgers. And really, is gluten-free food better for you? All those kinds of things. So I cannot wait till next week to have some beans.
I know, me too.
Oh, I just want beans. I want beans with my chips. Good carbs.
Little things.
I will say this. I feel energetic, but I do not think my brain function. I think I need more glucose to my brain.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I would agree.
Do you?
Yeah. I feel like I feel like I even need more protein, and maybe it's because I'm so sick of chicken and fish, you know?
Have a steak. Go ahead.
Yeah.
I'd rather, you decide how bad you do or don't feel, right?
Yep.
But if you're going to stay compliant until next week without it, don't do it. Like I keep saying I'm going to do it and then I don't. But if you do, I'd rather you do it and feel good and stick with it till the end of the week than to binge on something worse. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that wouldn't be the worst thing to do. Even like a pork tenderloin. Mm-hmm. Pork tenderloins are lean now. Get a pork tenderloin.
Oh, that would be nice. We actually have some of those in the freezer. There you go. Nice.
Thaw those out and bake that up.
Okay, good.
Yeah. And if I think of anything else, but even, Yep. And if you do feel like you're not getting enough protein, again, adding protein isn't the worst thing.
Yeah. Okay.
Like a bigger portion or extra egg or whatever.
Yep.
All right, you guys. Well, thank you so much for sticking with it and being on. I will send this follow-up out and the homework and everything else. And we've only got one more week. Have a great night.
All right. Thanks. Good night.
See you guys.
Bye.
Bye.